Hello, I'm very happy to be here. I was born in Romania and grew up in Israel, two places where people sometimes have different problems, and I grew up in a reality where we were completely close to the world, so I saw people suffering, and then in Israel, without getting into politics, there are other problems. So I've decided to basically dedicate my life to improving human lives. And this is what I've been doing in the last years. In my previous role, I was the COO of what is today the edgiest human rights organization out there that uses technology basically in places where no one else has access to. I lived undercover for 5 years, and I ran undercover networks of people that are documenting human rights violations in the worst places on earth. When I finished with that, everybody in my family was really happy. Okay, he finished with the danger, and now he's gonna get a normal job and no more being undercover and people knowing him by different names. But he didn't know what's gonna happen next. I met Scott Cohen, who is today my co-founder at Cyborg Nest, and he's a good friend of Neil Harbison, who is a cyborg. Neil has an antenna implanted in his head, and that helps him hear colors. And when I met Neil, there was no idea of trying to start any kind of business. We went for a coffee together with Scott because they are friends. But that thing sparked my imagination, and it was something that could not basically let me go. And why? Because I understood, speaking to Neil, that there is so much more in this world that we cannot understand, we cannot see or sense with our existing senses. In this room right now, there are thousands of colors, sounds, and different natural forces that we cannot sense. So, isn't that a pity? We could understand so much more about this world if we could sense those things. Our biological evolution is amazing, but today, as we all know, we are dealing with problems in the world that require a lot from us to try to get through them. Environment issues, population issues, life issues, human rights issues, a lot of things that we need to find solutions for them. Now, if we enable people to sense more and to extend their senses, think about it. Everything that we ever created, we created because we have senses. Someone one day walked in this place, saw it and said, hey, we need to build a building here that can do this or that. We smelled something, so we decided to make a certain type of food. We saw something and we decided that we need to make a change. Our senses are basically responsible for almost everything that we know. Without our senses, we are a very, very intelligent brain, but a brain in a box, without the opportunity to communicate. This talk would have not happened if we did not have senses. So, me and Scott thought about it, and I came back to Scott and I said, listen, we have to do something. It's not letting me go, and we have to go for it. So we decided to go for it, and we started Cyborg Nest. Cyborg Nest is the first company in the world that offers you and everybody out there to expand their perception of reality by adding new senses to their life and to their body, using technology to basically create smarter people. Our first sense, as I was introduced, is the north sense, which I was the first one to have it on his body, together with Scott Cohen a few months ago. The north sense connects you to the Earth magnetic field, that thing that is so important to us, that is so important to our planet. People don't know, but when the Chinese invented the compass 2,500 years ago, it was never meant to be a navigation tool. They did not know that this thing is going to help you to navigate. It took them 1,000 years to understand that. Before that, it was used as a tool for divination. They knew that there is this force that things have to be aligned for. The North and the Earth magnetic field is part of our history, is part of every culture that we know, everything that is around us. Many animals have this sense, and now humans have this sense as well. It's always on. People say, yeah, Liviu, but come on, it's 2017. You have a compass on your phone, just use it. Well, yes, I do have a compass on my phone, but let's think a bit about the difference between a sense and a tool. A compass is something that I have in my pocket, and yes, whenever I decide to use it, I need to make a deliberate decision to take it out of my pocket, use it, and then when I'm done, I put it back in my pocket, and I don't use it till the next time I need it. I am not going to take my eyes off when I'm going to finish this talk, or I am not putting my sense of taste in the drawer when I go to sleep because I don't eat while I'm sleeping. Our senses are always part of us. They are always part of our reality. The lights in my eyes now are part of how I experience the stage. The coldness or the rain outside yesterday was part of how I'm going to remember Toa, and also how it's located on the planet. That is also going to be part of my memories. The North Sense is probably one of the only pieces of technology out there that has no lights, no buttons, no sounds, and no screens. It doesn't look like technology, it doesn't feel like technology, you don't use it like technology. It's part of your body, it's a new organ attached to your body. That little vibration that I am getting every time I'm facing north, it's as important as every sound or every color that I see, because it enlarges and expands the way that I experience life. So people, when I told my parents, okay, so this is the new thing that I'm going to do, and they were like, oh, so you moved from living undercover now to turning people into cyborgs? And my dad was really nice, and he's a really big supporter of everything that I do, and he said, you know, I really love you, and I know that one of the great things about you is that you always have a plan B. Well, there was no plan B. This is plan A, and this is what we are going for. There are hundreds of people already today in the world owning a North Sense, and there is a big growing community of pioneers that just decided that we are designing our evolution. Now people will say, who are these people? Who will want to add senses to their body? So I can tell you that as a CEO of the company, this is one of our biggest problems, because they are everywhere. We cannot find a one audience that we can market to, that we can push our product to. One day we get an order from a lawyer in LA, and then the other day we'll get an order from a CEO tech company from Germany, someone from the body modification community in Australia, all over. People are just curious. It's curiosity. We want to sense more. We want to experience more. There is a lot of interest since we started this thing a few months ago. Me and Scott, the day before we launched the website about a year ago, the last meeting before everything, we pushed basically play, we met and we had this look one at each other and we said, you know, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's so new, it's so innovative. It might end up with my dad saying good luck and my mom and another 3 people liking the post and say, wow, that's really cool, let's go for it. But that's it, it's going to die. Well, it didn't die, and it's going very well, and people are super interested and super want to be part of it. We were more than that. We went on pre-orders. We wanted to check to see, okay, is there anyone going for it before we go to investors and VCs and ask for so much money? And we started pre-orders for a new sense. You know, people do pre-orders for a new car that is coming out or a new watch that is similar to something that your friend has or your mom or someone that you know. Who are you going to ask if should I order that new sense? Do you have friends with new senses? I didn't. Now we are getting to the really exciting place where the science community is really excited about it. It's the first time in history when we have a group of people that added new senses to their life. So Central St. Martin, Ravensbourne University, and London School of Economics came together and they are starting a scientific research on these people and on us and how did that affect your life and what kind of changes are you experiencing. It's an historical moment for us as a company, and more than that, for us as humans. Now, it's just the beginning. This is the first sense, but many more senses are coming. Think about it. If we could hear more, if we could see more, if we could sense all those things that are happening around us, pollution, colors, sounds, the way that we speak, the way that we communicate will change. Everything is about to shuffle from the beginning. The way that we speak, the way that we read, the way that we do everything can change and will change. So, in a world where we are investing so much in trying to make cars, homes, chairs, or everything smarter, we thought that the best thing to do is to make people smarter. Thank you very much.